Okay. I'd like to call the Municipal Services Standing Committee meeting to order at 6:59 p.m. And in doing so, I'm going to hand the chair of the meeting over to Councillor Benoit.
So we're going to go to review BA, which is the agenda.
I move the agenda be adopted as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor? And the minutes?
I move that the minutes from the Municipal Services Standing Committee meeting on October 8th, 2024 be received with information. That's not a recommendation then? It's just being received as information?
It's a motion to receive.
Okay.
Because the minutes do have to go into.
Okay.
Discussion? All in favor? BC is visions and values. Visions and values review.
Just for review. No, it's always part of every package.
Okay, then moving on to D, which is declaration of financial interest. None. Yes. So we'll move right on to CA, Municipal Service Director's Report. There.
Thank you, Chair. The main lift station on McDougall Drive is, that's the main lift station we're talking about, right? That's that one? Okay. It wasn't really detailed here. When is it gonna be finished? Like, I know it says it's just progressing without issue, but when is that good completion time for that project?
See you. Sorry, see you.
Thank you, Chair. We are working on a capital project update, and I will bring that all, probably won't be to the January one.
Okay.
We're just waiting for some tests and some further information and to address some final things.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, just one other question. We had beavers in our lagoon. Details, please.
There were beavers in our
No,
lagoon.
Why are they living in our lagoon? I don't understand.
There were beavers in our lagoon, and they were building a dam, and they caused a little bit of damage to the liner. So we're looking at
The new liner?
No, this is in the big one.
Okay.
So they are looking at the best way to address that, and the team that are actually on our new lagoon, the lagoon liner, have some suggestions.
Might be worth talking to A River as well, because they had a lot of beaver issues in their lagoon in recent years.
I think they trapped it and killed it, didn't they? Or trapped it and killed it.
Gotta get them all.
Yeah, the beavers have been trapped and removed. It's just how to address the actual some of the tear in the liner that happened as a result of their actions. So there's no more beavers.
Okay, any more discussion?
Just another question for the so the cleanup of the wood piles is going on to prepare for snow removal. So are they just restacking that wood to the side, or what's? I hate to bring up the wood pile, but I'm just curious. That'll be just left and accessed again next year in the spring.
Thank you, Chair. The plan for that is it's the local harvesters, the local firewood harvesters are having their last working at it. We do need that area for a snow dump, so it's gonna be burnt. Whatever's residual is being planned on being burnt.
Okay.
Yeah. We've extended that, we've kept extending and we kept putting it out again and again, but that is our snow dump, so we do require
So
that
once
area.
the snow gets in the, starts to encroach, then.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it becomes dangerous,
Yeah, for sure.
so it will be, removed.
No more discussion.
Just one more that, I was away and when I came back, the roads looked wonderful. They were all like sand, like plowed away, so I guess there was like sand in our streets that are there, but whatever it was, I don't know, you guys cleaned it up really nice and our roads were very beautiful when I got back, so good job, Public Works.
Okay, we will move on to D, administration. A, the briefing note. Library buildings. We have copies. Oh, okay.
Mr. Bennell, can I speak?
Oh, yes, I think, please go ahead.
Thank you. Contained within your packages, you've all had a chance to look at the assessment we did on the old library building. It was disappointing to find all the damage and the issues that are prevailing there, and the cost of remediation with just the non-destructive testing that was done. The risk is that if we get in there, we'll just keep finding more. It was not a destructive level testing, it was just the full assessment, and there is further analysis that could be done, but it is quite an extensive issue. So basically what I'm asking council for is, do you want us to look at what our further options are to go further down and expend more funds, doing deeper dive, or do you want us to up to including demolition? So what I'm just wondering, or do you think this is something that you want us to bring forward to the 2025 capital plan, knowing that the costs outlined within the report are an estimate and are done based on non-destructive testing? So if we deep dive further and open up the walls, it could just keep growing. So that's basically what I'm asking council, is sort of what direction you want to take with this.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Read that with great interest. Regarding daunting, but what concerns me, I guess, in any decision we make tonight is if we don't sort of, Michael's terms, we don't have a strategic vision for the space, the two of them, it's good money after bad, no matter what we do. Remediate the building, level the building, and just leave a big empty lot there. We don't have a bigger plan, so tonight, is that the discussion tonight as well, or are we just looking at that building?
I'm looking for direction. I mean, it can be, you can put that off, for if you wanna save that down for the strategic planning and the capital planning down the road, absolutely. And just that I received this, so I wanted to bring this forward, and I wanted to know if what council would like to do. You absolutely can say, we'd like to bring that back up after we're done our strategic planning and when we're talking about the capital plan. There's no real harm to wait it out. So that absolutely could be the recommendation this evening.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there has been like a ballpark number for the cost of demolition?
No.
Thank you, Chair. Isn't the building costing us money? Are we still heating it, lighting it, all those kinds of things right now for it? Is there insurance on it? Like, what, how much money does it cost just to sit there as it is?
There's minimal. We are keeping a certain level of power to it. I can further look into that one and see what level of, but it's been minimalized since before I came. I know that was a decision before I came to cut off the main parts of it.
Yeah, I think it's worth having a broader discussion on our stock of trying to use it for council chambers, but, or for town hall replacement, or just council chambers. I'm not sure what the discussion was, but I think you look at the downtown core, we got the library, this building is kind of near end of life, the fire hall is end of life. So what is this area gonna look like going forward? And town needs a new town hall, need a new fire hall, so what's that gonna leave us with, and what's our overall goal? I'm really leery of, you spend whatever, $380,000 to get that space usable, but that doesn't talk about building office space or modifying it to actually suit the town's needs. My thought, off the top of my head, is potentially if we needed a new town hall, even as a temporary measure, perhaps the fire hall could actually be a better fit. Or a joint building if it was done right, a fire hall, town hall combined, but then again, location, capacity and timelines are a challenge. But I don't know if that fits within the scope of the strategic planning session that we have planned, but it's definitely worth a much larger conversation. And then cost of demolition is the other thing to consider, but same thing, what do we want this area to look like in?
I know, from my, previous council experience, we were basing a lot of our judgments on, an assessment, I think that was done back in 2016 or 2017. We referred to it as the TAG report. And it was, I believe the town went out and they actually hired an engineering consultant to assess all the town's main infrastructure buildings to come up with a plan to determine their usability, and also the sort of looking at the state that they were in. And even back then, basically, it was their recommendation that the library would be most likely a knock it down type thing. Because at the time, the minimum estimated just for the roof replacement was like $350,000 if it was a very basic replacement. Chances of that, based on the type of hazard materials that would probably be run across, they were estimating it could be as upwards of $2 million just to do any type of retrofit to it. And even the demolition costs were estimated at about $600,000. It might be beneficial for us to look at doing something similar again with fire hall, the town office, that building. It was actually the TAG report that came forward and recommended that the library be since we were in the process of looking at a midlife retrofit at the rec center at the time, it was that report that sort of was a lot of the emphasis was that would be a good time to look at relocating the library to the rec center, which I think by all accounts was a home run. But I think it'll probably be like a $40,000-$50,000 assessment, but without that type of level of detail, we're just taking shots in the dark. And part of that assessment also looked at what the level of staffing and the amount of space that each organizational unit needed within the facility. So it was a fairly comprehensive report, but something like that I think would suit us well in trying to make these decisions moving forward.
Thanks. Well, I don't think there's actual a motion on the floor at all, so this could be just taken as all information right now, and we can bring it back up when we do our capital. Certainly, because it's not going to cost us anything just to leave it there as is until this we can figure it out. Yeah.
yeah, what does TAG report, what is that?
It was a acronym for the consulting firm, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's okay.
To take consultants, right?
Yeah.
Dr. Fox, you had something?
Just, yeah, just thinking, we have the consultants doing the community needs assessment, I think it was called. Now, that's kind of, the idea of that one's gonna give the, kind of the org chart.
Your review, yes.
The org review, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that one will give us some guidelines on what we need in terms of staffing upstairs and stuff like that, and then from that, I don't, forgive me, I'm not sure what the scope is for a strategic plan in February, but assuming that would be qualified between that and capital planning, which would give us a much better idea of what we have going forward. So I would think it'd be best to just sit on this for a little while.
100%. I appreciate that.
Okay, with that, we'll move on.
Do you need that thing moved?
We didn't, it didn't even become a
That was the library, right?
Correct.
On to B, briefing notes for the William Memorial School Inspection Hearing.
Do you want us to read this in first as a motion and then discuss? So I move that the council accept this briefing note for information and approve the proposed actions to address the identified deficiencies.
I will second the motion.
Discussion. Mr. Clement?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think this is a very timely report since we are about to embark upon a capital asset budgeting process. And this is one of, no venture to say that it is one of our key assets for our recreation department. And I think it would be incumbent upon us to look at budgeting at least the immediate identified remediation actions that are required. They suggest it was about $42,000 for the new pump and to deal with the surge overflows. So I think we have taken as a municipal corporation a lot of lack or negative comments regarding the reliability of the pool over the last year or two, and this is a definite step forward to assuring our public that we do care for our swimming pool and that we are going to try and make it available to the public as with as few mechanical failures as possible by replacing, read the report, it says 18-year-old equipment that was designed for a 15-year lifespan. So it is, we've got our money's worth out of that equipment. It is now time to look at investing in a replacement thing that at least for the next, hopefully the next 5 years, would be almost operating flawlessly.
If memory serves me right, our first question from the floor at our meeting with the chamber was hot tub, and I saw that in there as well. So, good quick action on something that's in that list as well, Michael.
Just to reiterate that, so this is O and M, the 42,000 is basically O and M. And down the road in the capital plan, we could look at deeper, more destructive testing to get a really good look at what's underground and what we really should be doing long-term planning on. But going forward with the 42,000, it's a very small investment overall to address a lot of the deficiencies and prevent further damage coming on. So I'd like to definitely move forward on this one as quickly as possible.
just sort of, I guess I need a lesson in, what is considered operational O&M. I would assume that, the replacement of a major, pumping component, things like that would be more appropriately, classified as a capital upgrade, as it would, believe under most, accounting, principles. This is something that is extending the life of the asset. So, would probably most accounting, audits would sort of suggest that this would be an item that has to be, a capital investment rather than O&M.
You are right, it would be captured under a capital cost, but it wouldn't be, it would be a part of an ongoing replacement and O&M. Like it would be, that specific part would be captured under that one, but the general part of that is a part of the operations and maintenance. It's a little bit different than if we were doing a full replacement of a system, as opposed to a part, it's just an expensive part this time.
Anybody else?
Does that include the labor?
It's in Class D estimate and estimation.
Equipment only?
No, it's a general cost, yeah.
But so this will fix the main circulating pump and the overflow?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about? And is this then what we're talking about is the next thing? Is the hot tub not involved in that?
There was a,
Like immediate? Oh, it's for the, like, so the hot tub, the main circulator pump for the hot tub and the overflow for the, when the power goes out? That's what we're talking about? The immediate response is 42,000?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I see where, our mayor's, or at least the, I won't call it a whole, but, I think part of, what we should be looking at as part of the upcoming capital budget process is this pool is now 18, almost 20 years old. I think we should be, as part of our, budget deliberations, is actually as in addition to the immediate repairs, is assessing what, probably for the 2026 capital budget, what a midlife retrofit of the pool would include. And I think the replacement of something like a hot tub would be more appropriately covered in a midlife retrofit of the pool. Hoping something like this is an asset of this value and of this nature should have an expected life expectancy of 50 years, and to do your midlife retrofit at between 20 and 25 years would not be uncommon practice.
I think the actual report says, I think a bunch of the equipment is kind of 2030, 2031. Or I just noticed here too, Dana, the chlorinator's been ordered for the hot tub. So, which is great. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer to get that backflow system fixed.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, all in favor of the motion that's on the floor? Now we're on to other business. No other business. Excusing counselors.
I'll move that Councillor Karasik and Councillor Tucky be excused from the Municipal Services Standing Committee meeting of December 10th, 2024.
Over there.
All in favor? The date of next meeting is January 14, 2025.
7 PM.
This one. Yeah, okay. Which word? Deputy Mayor? And there is?
I'll second that.
Right, Mayor? And all in favor? We are at 5.